Oh, let me sit down on this. Oh. You know what? This is the first time I ever sat down on this sofa. Boogie time. Look.
Have you been up to?
I've been riding on a daydream. So it's a cloudy day in Ohio here, and I got the trailer out of the pole building. Good thing I got all that junk off there. You guys ever heard of these tires and what they're supposed to be inflated to? Let me look at this thing, what it says. It says 20. I can't even read it because it's so messed up. It's just, you can't read it. That's what it says. Yeah. It says something about 26. But here's the deal. It says on the tire, for it to handle maximum load, it's 90 psi. That seems like a lot, so I'm only filling it to 80 psi. It just seems crazy. Anyways, it's kind of rainy out, kind of a gloomy day. I don't know if I'm gonna make this a nice, easy drive and it is uneventful, but I'm gonna go over and get ourselves, Heidi and I, a little golf cart. That'll be fun, right? Shoot, this was supposed to go back to the pole building. I forgot. But yeah, we've been looking for something just to run back and forth to the pole building with when we're doing projects. Now, during the week and stuff, I don't need, it's really starting to rain. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of stuff. But during the, when we're doing projects, yeah, I want to make sure that I've got something that I can move quickly with. Boy, this thing's hot. All right, let me throw this in the truck just in case this golf cart needs air because it's cheap. We would have never bought a battery golf cart if it wasn't so cheap. Well, here we are, back at home. Dog barking, we're home. So it's missing a headlight, and the tires are new. Look at that. And it came with a charger, obviously. They made it street legal in the past, so it has turn signals, it has brake lights, front and rear turn signals, it has seat belts. It is electric. The batteries are 4 years old. Heidi and I just said we'll probably end up replacing them. But he said that he believes that if they're cleaned up, the terminals are cleaned up and it's charged, they may hold a charge, but you're gonna have to charge them individually. That you can't just put the battery charger on there. So we got that. Let me see what else. It also came, with this bed thing on there, and also let me see. It came, of course, has a windshield and it has a cover. So it's a 48 volt. The last time this was licensed was on the 8/15, so it's been 10 years since it's been on the road or licensed for the road. The batteries were bought 4 years ago. The date code's 4 years ago on all of them. And at that point in time, the cart was used for another year or two, and then they just quit using it. They went out and bought a brand new one, an actual side-by-side utility. So with all that said, and you guys are seeing it, What do you think this is worth? I think we got a good deal. I have a title for it. It was really hard, she said, back in the day to get title for these so they could be used for the street. But I've got a title for it, so I can make it street legal if I want again, and sell it to somebody if I want to do that. That's, you know, planning on using it for the street. But anyways, you guys had enough time. I want you to all put your guesses in there. Pause the video if you need to first, and tell me what you think. What do you think you would pay for a 48 volt cart that's been sitting, that has batteries that may or may not be good, that has new tires, and the top, the windshield, the cover, and of course the battery charger? What would you pay for this? $600. Good morning, YouTube. We're down into the abyss today, just for a brief little bit. Flip on some lights down here so we can see what we're doing. And see, I have the little furnace down here because I'm telling you, it gets awful cold. Well, actually, our temperature has changed to the point where, yeah, it's a thing, right? It's getting a little bit cooler. So what I need to do down here is finish out this video that I just uploaded on YouTube. I will not be making it live until the 1st. You guys won't, you've already seen that. But I need to finish this out, make sure everything's okay here, and then I got to transfer. This is the one thing probably you guys don't ever see whenever I'm doing, well, I've talked about it a little bit. So basically I'm going to open up my NAS system, which was asleep, obviously. That's what this is. That thing holds lots. It's like 90 terabyte storage. It's huge. When we were on the road, I was using hard drives. Let me show you. I was using hard drives like this, right? And I had a whole stack of them. You guys remember seeing that maybe. Here's another hard drive. This one's just a smaller one. Anyways, but I had, these are 4 terabyte or 5 terabyte. Let's see here. Anyways, they're either 4 or 5 terabyte, and I had them loaded all the way up. Yeah, I can't even find out where that is. I had them completely loaded up all the way to the top, to the very top of every one of them. And I had a whole stack of them. So we were on the road, and I had a choice to make. And I just deleted it. And I figured that, yeah, it's just one of those things. I wish I didn't, but just to let you know that I have a lot of our raw footage from videos going way back. And that's what I'm doing now, is I'm making sure that I store this. Let's see. Then we have temporary video storage. This is always like a game here. And then this is the produced video file storage. So what I'll do is I'll take our snapshots. Here, let me set you guys down so I'm not trying to hold you and caress you and all right. Plus I have a key in my hand also. All right, so what I'll do is I'll take the footage, just some snapshots that I took from the timeline when I was editing the video. I'll make sure that it gets to where, yeah, let's get to the footage that I just used. So that's all in that file. I can delete this. This was a voiceover file. And now I'm stuck with, here's the video that I just did that's produced. We'll go ahead and get rid of this or close this out. There we go. So now I'll drag this to YouTube produce and uploaded videos. That'll start its thing. And then this will go to raw files. And this is all the raw files that I used to make the YouTube produced and uploaded movie. In case I want to go back and I want to use something out of there, I don't have to steal it from the produced file, or it's just a little bit easier, because there's a lot of stuff that I may have filmed that I I didn't include it. There's big long clips that I haven't used. That might be 30 minutes long. That I just, once I looked at it, I either rehashed the information somewhere else or it just wasn't pertinent. It's hard to believe, right? That I have, 30 minutes worth of me yakking for no reason at all. The transfers are a little bit on the slower side. I think that's something that I could fix. Here's an older one. Let's look at this one here. Yeah, this is an older one. There's Paradise. You can tell it's older because I was thin. I was thinner. Let's just say that. It's funny the way you guys, the way I appear on camera now. When you see these, these videos, these things that I'm getting ready to show you, you're going to go, wow, you were skinny. And when in reality, I wasn't even down to the weight that I wanted to be. Let's see if I can find it. Let's do this one, I guess, right? YouTube, thanks for checking out RV Daydream, and it's camping day. It's also a windy day and soon to be rainy day.
I've been riding on a daydream.
Pick it up a little bit bigger here, huh? I'm trying. Let's see if we can get
camper to go in here, such as that little laundry.
We're getting ready to go on a trip. There's me on in the truck.
Yeah, so that.
Let's see here, the trip. There.
Really got a lot of tension on him.
So, give me an idea. Like I said,
set this up. The camper's extremely long.
I was pretty.
The camper has got to be 3 feet.
Lost a lot of weight here, but I still wasn't as thin as I wanted to be. I was like 215 pounds here. I'll show you if you want to see the weight that I should be at. It would be, let's see. Of course, this is going back quite a few years. This is going back probably 20 years ago. Yeah, I should be that weight there. Yeah, can you believe it? I was roughly 190 pounds there, and that's when I felt the most comfortable. That's my natural build. About 190, maybe 200 pounds at the most. Of course, you can see how young the kids were. They were 10 and 11 back then. That's been a while. Oh, glory days, right? But anyways, so we have to store all of this footage. I keep all this, and I'll tell you one of the reasons why. I tell you the main reason why, and it's kind of stupid, but it's also appropriate, for what's going on. It's dumb and appropriate because I think there's going to be a time. There's already people that have been attempting to do it, but they haven't been successful. Trying to come up with a new YouTube. And the obvious reasons for that is when YouTube first came out, it was really free as far as what you could post. You could pretty much post anything you wanted. Unfortunately, over the years, they started making different rules, and some of it's good, some of it's, bad. This whole copyright thing's, it's way out of control. Anybody can make claims to copyrights on videos and stuff. If I wanted to, I'm sure I could go in there and find stuff of ours somewhere, but more at home, more something that hits home is for us, the revenue that was generated from YouTube was really good back in the day. I've been doing YouTube since 2007 or 8. And it was real slow at the beginning for me because I didn't have a lot of videos. But as I started posting videos, realizing, hey, the more videos you post, the more revenue you're going to make, the better that YouTube got all the way around. And I really enjoyed it. That's the most, that was the main thing. I really enjoyed it. And I still do. It's just that the revenue's not is there. So now, it becomes a secondary thing to what I do instead of the main thing that I did. So there's a lot of companies that are out there that are, or I should say, entities, whatever they may be, groups, businesses, individuals, startups, whatever, that are always sending us or sending me as a creator, a video creator, sending me email saying, join our platform. You'll get more money. You'll get more revenue. And one of these days, somebody is going to hit it. Somebody's going to, it's just like, Instagram was the main thing. And then all of a sudden, TikTok became the main thing. And then, Twitter became and each one of those, if you look at it, they kind of overlap in a lot of ways. So, and again, if you think about this, YouTube really doesn't have a direct competitor. They don't have anybody that it's a video sharing platform across the board that is, generating revenue and everything that comes along with that. And I think one day there will be. So I said all that big long carry on to tell you that's why we save all of our video footage and everything that was posted, because one day I'll just start reposting from the very beginning everything that we did, from day one. And it will be, a whole new audience will probably be exposed to us over what we did back then. A lot of it would be outdated information as far as the timeline's concerned. But still, if you go back and you watch our videos, you'll see a lot of that could pertain to anybody, in this day and age. All right, so let me show you what's going on here. It's funny, I said day and age like that. I don't know. That's a old phrase, right? In this day and age. So then once I transfer it, I just look to make sure that the file made it. Looks like that one's there. And yep, it looks like that one's there. So what happens is I'll delete then off the computer the files. Delete. Yeah, this one's too big for the recycler. It must be really big. Let me see how big this file is. This is the kind of stuff you got to be concerned with whenever you're wanting to do YouTube. Just to give you an idea, this one file I'm getting ready to get rid of is 442 gigabytes. 442. Boing. And it gone. Anyways, that's it. Let's go outside and see what's happening today, other than potential for rain. I just wanted to free up the computer from, it was uploading a video that, like I said, I just made live. I'm going to say the A word. Everybody close their ears. Turn off office light. I try to make sure that I mute that so I don't accidentally edit the video, but with it in there, I'll tell you what, a lot of times I do. Okay. Yeah, look at the clouds. You can tell, right? Oh, it's so much cooler out here. Holy shoot. It's the high is 69 today. Well, it's a little warmer in here. I was going to work in the RV today. Maybe. Wonder why this broom's here. Shoot, and this was supposed to go back. All right. So yeah, the golf cart that I showed you guys. Yeah, I think we got a pretty good deal. Like I told you the amount, and the more I'm looking at it, and the more I'm researching stuff, Heidi kind of agreed. She said, that's pretty decent. I said, yeah. I said, the whole thing is I'm concerned about the batteries. So seeing how I'm going to potentially, maybe, be working on the RV today, I want in turn for this to have work done on it also. And I know that's confusing the way I just said that. Basically, I want a time-consuming process to be ongoing whenever I am working in the RV. And that time-consuming process, unfortunately for this thing, is I need to charge the batteries individually. And I have a charger that I purchased for a lithium battery, but it does other batteries as well. And that's this here. And it has some sort of a pulse setting that is okay, how do we want to say it? It is a fixer. It breaks up sulfated batteries. It works for, regular lead acid batteries. And there's a setting on here that says repair. So these batteries are highly discharged that are in here. And I need to find a way to take this seat off. I think that you go so far and it unhinges or unhooks or something, and I can lay it into the back. And then I'll get into the batteries in that. Again, the windshield's in the back of the truck, the big charger's in the back of the truck, and the cover, they have a rain cover for this whole thing. That's what I'm doing today. If you guys are looking for a good folding, I don't know what the deal is, but this bike is an Ingwe Engine Pro. All right. For you guys who've been watching us for a while, and this isn't a review or nothing, we've had one e-bike that we have kept for a long time, and that's HEIDI's bike. We call it HEIDI's bike, and it's an Ingwe Engine Pro. At one point in time, the company reached out and I had to do some work for them. I had to modify manuals or something. And I received this in exchange for the work that I did. And this is an Ingwe Engine Pro, just like hers. However, this one has the extended long-range battery option that I don't even think is available anymore. So this adds that battery pack. It's a separate bike rack that replaces the original one, and this battery slides in and out. And then, of course, this here is the main battery that's in this tube here. It's very cool. This bike has, I don't think it has any miles on it. Because I wasn't doing a review on it, I don't believe that I even rode it. So this is a new bike, and I think the bike alone is $1,400, and then that add-on battery is like $400 when it was an option. And I think we're selling this for like $1,100 if I'm not mistaken. So, man, what a great deal. You're getting $200 off of the original price of the bike just by itself. Then we're adding on a $400 bike battery extender that's supposed to give you another 50 miles or something like that for basically free. And I don't get it. We've listed this for sale, and for whatever reason, I don't know, people are afraid of it or something. And I don't really like this style, but I mean, it's okay. And it's very comfortable for me to ride and everything. I don't like the handlebars in the position that I'm at, personally. Heidi does. She likes it. It just, like I said, it fits her comfortably. She likes the ride and everything. But we had somebody, this is the worst part about dealing with Facebook, the no-shows, the flake outs, whatever. You know, you get these people that say, hey, I'm really interested in that bike. When can I come see it? And then Heidi will release and say, well, you can, tell me what time works for you, and I can let you know. And he's like, well, I'll tell you what, I'll be able to come after I get off work on, 2 days from now or a day later or whatever. And she responds, okay, yeah, if you want to come then, I'll get it, we'll have it. Just let me know. This is a trick that we learned. She says, just let me know when you're headed this way and I'll give you our address. And at that point he said, okay, sure. And he says, it'll be after 5:00 on Friday. And she says, okay, we'll be expecting you. Send me a message when you're en route. I'll give you the exact address. So then Friday comes along and it's 5. And I'm thinking, well, I don't know when he gets off work. She goes, well, he told me something to the effect of off work like he works till 5. Well, he didn't show. It was crickets. So Heidi sent a message and said, are you still interested in the bike? We still have it available. you said you was coming out, something to that effect. And at that point, he read the message and then he just didn't reply. And she waited an hour and he still didn't reply to the message. So Heidi does what Heidi does best. She blocks him. She just blocks him. Too bad. You wanted it, you didn't want it, whatever. So anyways, here it sits. So a little bit of bad news. I pulled the battery covers off. Of course, I disconnected them. I redid some connections over there that were bad. They just weren't done very well at all. So I put new connections on the battery cables, and this one needs cleaned up still. But I pulled the caps, popped the caps on all of the batteries, and all of them are dry. That's really bad. I don't know how long that they've been dried, but for me to spend the time to fill all of these with either electrolyte or distilled water, and then have them all go through the pulse repair thing, individually, which is probably going to be at least 24 hours per battery. And you got 6 batteries there. And even if it did recover them on some level, they're not gonna be to their full potential at all. I would assume that they're probably going to be at the best. The best I could hope for is that they would get close to 75 to 80% at the best. And for all the time that's involved, all the work that's involved there, it's not worth it. So we're going to wait. We got a few days before this sale thing goes on for us to get new batteries. Now, in the meantime, I can't test the charger because the charger needs to have batteries connected to it for the voltage to be applied. So cross my fingers that the charger's okay, because if not, I'm probably into another couple $100 there on the charger. This is what happens when you buy the used stuff. And remember, this is the thing to really remember on this. If I get all new batteries, and if the charger works, then it's a matter of the motor. How does it work? Is it okay? The shocks, which you can kind of test those, the suspension, just moving it around. It's a little flimsy, but that's kind of the way golf carts are. They're a nice, smooth ride. But the brakes, the steering, everything at that point, and of course, lights, I still have to buy a headlight, which the headlight assemblies, you could get two complete headlight assemblies with turn signals for this. And I think it's maybe $40, $50. They're not very expensive, but you get the sense of what I'm getting at there. That's why it's so cheap. And you always take a gamble when you do something like this. I think still that we got a good deal. I don't know for sure. We just have to wait. I got hold of Heidi and I said, hey, I got bad news. I said, those batteries are dry. And the thing is dry batteries, it just destroys them. I mean, it really hurts them. And then we have this here, which it's not perfect. I'm not looking for perfect. You know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for a cover that if I get stuck in the rain, I have something that I can protect myself with. If I've got to do some work or something in the rain. The other thing I'm looking for is when this thing is in storage, this might be the bird crap catcher. I did open up the RV and I'm letting it air out. It's a beautiful day today. And your guys are right. I made that comment, and who was it? Uncle Stellar. We'll call him Uncle Stellar. He made the comment of Mike's talking about he loves the heat and it's too hot outside. Yeah, I get the how funny that is. It just sometimes it's way too hot. Now today it is so pleasant. We're supposed to have rain though, And I've already kind of started another project, inside with the golf cart, to the point where I don't want to start on work on the RV. I have, and this is one of the benefits of when it's nice weather out that a lot of people don't realize, and it's even better when you're in Florida by far, and that is there's no rush. When you have a string of real nice weather, there's really no rush. I know there's a jet plane. I know for a fact that I could have this RV completely done today, right now. Complete, all ready to go. The tags on it, we have insurance on it, all that stuff, and it's ready to go. And we're not leaving. We're not going anywhere. We might be able to make some sort of plans. Heidi's going to be off for a little bit, but we have stuff being done to the house. We have the landscaper coming. I have appointments at the VA. A lot of you have made comments on, well, this is the way it should have been done, and I would have done this, and I would have done that, and hindsight is this, and hindsight is that, and whatever. I get it. It could have been done better. It should have been done better. As far as that clear, they do make a clear silicone that's for sealing. I used it. If you guys, somebody made the comment, said, well, I would have used clear silicone. Well, it doesn't call for that. It calls for this. This is what's factory. And butyl tape is what's factory, not foam, not a foam seal, but butyl seal. That's what is from the factory. That's what it's called for. I'm putting it back together the way that it is supposed to be. That clear, I used it on our rear window of our Rockwood travel trailer when we were in Pirate Land. If you guys remember, we had that brand new travel trailer, and it had only been on a few trips. And when we were in Pirate Land, there was a downpour, and the water was just coming in the back window like crazy. Well, the most important thing is if we catch it before it goes in the floor. So just kick that towards the wall. Just kick the towel towards the wall there. We just don't want it to go in between the wall and the camper. Wow, the wind. Look at this thing just leaking in here. As fast as it can come in, it is. Oh, it's hilarious to me. We're just trying to slow it down so we have it under some sort of control. Which, the way it's coming in, we ain't got it under control. I can straighten this out a little bit. I mean, what I'll do is I'll just trim it back again with the straight edge or straight razor of some kind, a utility razor. That's what I'm trying to say. I'll do a utility razor, and then I'll just scrape into this to where I get a straight line, and it'll look better. But I mean, look, the paint's chipping here. I've got those nails that pop through. All this is coming off. These decals. The lettering's coming off there. This isn't a showpiece. It's not that I don't appreciate having repairs that look the correct way, but I'm pretty much over this thing. We just want to get it fixed, and we just want to enjoy it. What you see strung over the truck here is this is the other reason that I'm not working on the RV. We're supposed to have storms throughout the day. We've already had 2 little rainstorms come through, and those storms are would hinder me if I had sawhorses out here and plywood and I'm cutting paneling and stuff. I don't want to have to try to rush in between raindrops. But yeah, I went ahead and washed the truck's rims. That's the first time. Something crazy with our son's car. I have no idea what it is, but you see his lights are on. I'm gonna have to let him know. It has something to do with the key, and whenever he removes the key, I don't know. It's been doing this on and off occasionally, and usually he catches it, but obviously he didn't this time. So that's the update. That's the update for now. Heidi's all excited, as am I. She works today. She only has about 3 more hours left. Let me see what time it is. She has 2 more hours left. And then she has a relatively short day tomorrow, which I think she works to maybe 3, maybe even sooner, maybe till 1. And then she is off for 5 or 6 days. So that'll be nice. I mean, she really needs to take a break, that's for sure. But that's it, guys. We are we're excited to have things done, and Heidi's excited because within a couple weeks we'll have the landscaping done around the house, and it will look better than this by far. And I would have to think that within a week, maybe a week and a half, we'll say 2 weeks, that same 2 weeks, the RV should be pretty close to being finished, if not completely finished inside. And also, that golf cart will have all new batteries within a couple weeks. So I look forward to that. And hopefully I'm going to start being able to get more videos for you out, or they should be coming out at a better rate than what they have been, because I've cut back on my reviews a lot. Heidi and I had a discussion about that, and we are not real happy with the way our reviews have been going. All right, I'm done here. Let me go inside and let my son know his lights are on his car. I got all the windows open. I turned off the air conditioning. That's how nice it is.
I don't think I ever seen it that when we drove by it was that thick. Look.
Good morning, YouTube, and wow, is it cool outside. Very cool. I think last night's low was 50, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, today we are going to be a high of maybe 70, but you could see there's no sun really to help out. Heidi is off, but she had to do some grocery shopping, I believe. So we'll see what I can get into here. This is the cover that came with it, which kind of fits. We know what needs to be done. I know what needs to be done. You guys are all screaming it, typing it, I'm sure, on the keyboards, and that is do the work. And I agree. And I have no excuse other than I have no excuse. Now, the good news is, and this is why I've been putting it off. It's cold in here. Let me just, for my liking, it's cold. It's 64. I don't care for it when it's this cold. But the other thing that this lets me do is work without sweating my butt off. I mean, one of those days that I was in here, I was sweating so bad that it was just all over the floor, just dripping. The thing that I need to do is twofold. Of course, repair the RV. But if I want to break it down a little bit for you guys, which I'm not going to show you step by step. I've showed you enough already on this. Everybody's tired of seeing it in this state. I am too. But I need to pull back the linoleum again. Apply some sort of external sealer in the center there, whatever that may be, because the stuff that I used didn't work. At that point, I need to put something on there to press it down. Now, again, I'm just concerned about this general area right here in the middle, and then a little bit here, because the rest is taken up with the rest of the dinette booth. And then, of course, the jackknife couch that goes there. So I just want to make sure this looks as smooth as possible. But that floor kind of needs to be in position before I do the walls, or maybe not. I could do it to where the walls go in first, and then I could do the linoleum. I'm kind of leaning that way a little bit. The tedious stuff, I dread it. It's just, it's not that it's overly difficult. It's just there's some extra stuff that you have to watch at the same time. It's not as enjoyable as something as like mowing the lawn. Mowing the lawn's a chore. It's something that has to be done. It can be dusty, hot, crap in your eyes, all that stuff. But it's a sustained chore that stays on a level playing field the whole time. When you start, the hardest part is when you start and when you stop. For me, stopping then is cleaning up the tractor and blowing all the grass off of it, and then getting it back in the pole building and storing it and stuff like that. Of course, getting it out is the same thing, checking the gas, refueling if needed, checking the oil, checking the tires, and then starting it up, uncovering it, starting it up, all that stuff, getting it out of the pole building, letting it warm up, and then starting to mow. But once you're mowing, it's just a steady thing. Whereas in here, one of the reasons that I left all my tools and stuff in here, which I'm actually lacking a few tools that I'm going to have to grab that I've needed, and I've taken it out of here since, is because the startup, getting all your tools out, getting all your product, getting it all ready. That's part of the starting process. That's a little bit tedious, but nothing crazy. That's part of working on stuff. I get it. But, I know that this part's going to take some extra time, and here's the biggest thing. Even though you don't see this, by no means, I've learned to veer away from it as much as I can. I used to be a hardcore perfectionist that just could not stand even the most small inconsistency of what it should look like. I mean, you especially like the outside of the RV. But I've gotten to a point in my life where I can finally just let certain things go and realize that really don't make that much difference. That's one of the reasons that I'm not a woodworker, and I'll never be a woodworker. This is like 90% of the woodworkers and the work that's being done. Not all of them. There's some of them that specialize in a different type of woodworking, but getting just the stuff up, and then where all the imperfections are, you just spend some extra time covering up the imperfections. That's not, as a mechanic, that's not what you do, and I'm definitely a mechanic. A mechanic is, something that part A goes, to part B, and those parts are held together with part C, and that part C is maintained, a certain way to make sure that part A and part B does not come apart, and everything matches. That's it. Everything bolts together and it all fits perfect. It all matches and it does what it's supposed to if you do everything right, if you put it together the right way. Wood, the other hand, for example, from the factory, you have this vinyl trim. Why do you need vinyl trim? Well, vinyl trim is to cover up the corner. Why would you need to cover up the corner if the corner is put together absolutely perfect? See what I'm saying? That's a whole thing. Just like this counter. This counter has this vinyl trim that goes all the way around. Well, why does it need a vinyl trim? Well, that's the way the countertop's made. The countertop is made in such a way that you have a raw edge that needs covered up with vinyl trim. And this vinyl trim comes off. It looks stupid. Even this stuff, it's loose. Again, that's the way it was from the factory. It's just the way woodwork is. I mean, look at your house right now. You guys are sitting in an office or you're sitting in your living room or whatever. Why do you think you have all those pieces of wood that surround your doors and all the pieces of wood that surround your your floors of your house, you know, all the baseboards, you know, and all the trim around the door, and even your windows. You know, a lot of people, that's the way they are around their windows too. And it's all because that is designed to hide where one part meets another part. And that's just the way that it is. I don't like that. It drives me nuts that you would think over 1,000 years plus of people building things that they would be able to put one part up against another part, and that's it, without having to put trim. Obviously, I'm not ignorant to the fact that pieces move at different rates, and maybe where it touches the wall, sometimes it's tighter than other times. I mean, I get that, but again, over all these decades, you know, centuries of putting one part against the other part, you would think that they'd be able to engineer something to where it still is finished. I mean, even on, you know, a mechanical, because I'm sure all you guys that are hardcore carpenters are screaming at your keyboards right now, or your screens, and typing on your keyboards. Well, wait a minute, you know, what about your valve cover has a gasket to attach it to the head, or the head has a gasket to attach it to the block? Well, that is expansion and contraction. I get that. But the thing is it still looks more finished than most wood joints. Now, perfect examples, you know, concrete. You know, concrete expands and contracts, and they have those cuts in the concrete to accommodate that. It's just the woodworking just seems to be, to me, like I said, for the most part, you have this, and now you got this to cover up the gap that's there. I just hate that. That's why, again, I've never worked with wood. So my problem is again, I've really come a long ways with this. So guys, take it easy on me in the comments about how ignorant this sounds, or how stupid I am as far as expecting certain things. But I mean, it used to be so bad with me, to the point where I used to get fired from jobs because I was trying to do them absolutely perfect, and they wanted more speed and less accuracy, but they focused on quality. And I'm thinking, well, you can't have one without the other. There is a fine balance over the years that I've experienced it. I finally, getting to that point. But I know that when I put two pieces of wood together, there's going to be a gap. And I hate the fact that there's a gap. I'll just have to deal with that and hope that it, can be hidden in such a way that it looks acceptable. But the thing is, I'll know it's there. It'll drive me crazy. So that's kind of why I'm hesitant in all this. Now, the other reason is Heidi's bringing home something to eat. She was out doing shopping at Sam's Club with our daughter and our son-in-law and our grandson. And she went there because we did have a membership, and I guess we stopped having a membership or something. I don't remember all the details, but anyways, she went down there because we do buy certain things at Sam's Club, and we can buy them elsewhere, but Sam's Club is the best deal. And I'll just tell you right now, it is toilet paper. She bought other stuff, but toilet paper is our thing. They've got the best deal on it. We have bought that Scott 1000 toilet paper, which a lot of people are like, I can't believe you use that stuff. It all started when we first moved into our house over in Beloit. That house had a septic system that was installed in 1963. We moved in there in 2000. We had everything cleaned up and pumped out and all that stuff, even though it was in really good shape. We wanted to start anew. And we didn't want anything to get destroyed. So we made sure that we used toilet paper that dissolved quickly, that, breaks down easily. And it just so happens then when RV life came around, that same toilet paper was very acceptable for RV use. We never had any issues. Again, it breaks down very fast. And we've just come, you know, have been using it for well over 20 plus years. You know, you just get used to it. It's what we use. So now that we've moved into another house that, you know, well, when we were in the city, we could have bought regular toilet paper. It'd been fine. But we just stuck with what we knew. And then we moved here, which, of course, we have a septic system again. And so anyways, you didn't want to know what you really... I seriously just talked to you probably for 2 minutes about buying toilet paper. Oh. Well, none of this ever goes as planned. So it doesn't surprise me that this didn't go as planned either. But I'm a little closer. Let me get some light in here to make sense for the camera. Let's do this. There we go. It's a little bit closer. I think I'm getting rid of the corner trim. I mean, I can make that work. I just threw that up there real fast. But I would have to secure it in a few more places to make it seal off in the corner. I mean, I may make an effort again. So don't think that it's all wavy and crooked. It's just that vinyl trim that's in the corner that's wavy and crooked. Everything else is pretty straight. And you can see where the seams are kind of big, but I mean, I can fill those and make that work. That's not a big deal either. Now these pieces are going to be easy. That's why I didn't really bother. I'll tell you the next difficult piece to do by far is this corner piece here. That's going to be difficult. And then this corner piece here, that'll be a little difficult. But then other than that, everything's pretty straightforward. Now, once that's finished, again, once that's all finished, then at that point I have to take these valances off. I have to take the TV off the wall. I have to take these valances off. And, of course, this one here. Of course, the... excuse me. A lot of dust and stuff in here. The blinds, we'll have to take the blinds off. And then we can put up the wallpaper, which it's a thick wallpaper. Think of like contact paper. Think of what's already on there now. It's a real thick paper that will take up, you know, any... again, there are gaps here, but this is relatively smooth, other than the rough edges. I mean, as far as this way, there's not really a lip or anything. So that wallpaper would take a lot of that up. Again, I could put putty in there and fill it and do all that stuff. I don't think that I'm going to, because I'm not into it that much. It's, you know, this isn't a complete rehab thing. This is just to make this a nice RV that's structurally sound, that can be used. So Heidi's making a whirlwind tornado in here because she's got everything tore apart, because she's got 20 different things going on. Our garden's producing funny looking fruit and vegetables. Okay, wait a minute, just vegetables. There is no fruit. That's why we still have to buy bananas. So we went on a trip yesterday, or Heidi did, and we got our toilet paper refill.
Yeah, it might be a little on the ridiculous side. However, or we'll still run out.
Well, the one thing I've never understood out of all the stuff people hoard, why wouldn't they hoard toilet paper? It's not like one day they're going to go, you know, I don't think I'm going to use that toilet paper anymore. Or, oh, you know what? That toilet paper's, I think it's going bad. You know, yeah, these are individually wrapped also. That's why we buy them the way we do. So our grandson's coming over. Heidi's straightening up the room a little bit here. And she did a bunch of beans, as I said. Again.
Bring in a couple more days. More beans.
Oh, and we wandered off to the casino.
Oh, yeah.
And we wandered back. Oh, get this. So I'll tell you how it all happened. If you go to the casino frequent enough, I guess, and I honestly don't think we go frequently.
No.
I mean, this whole year we've went, 5 times?
Yeah, maybe a little more. Maybe.
maybe 5 times.
Yeah. And that's enough for them to send us a text message and said, hey, hi, I'm your guy, your contact up at the casino. And, you know, we would really like to see you back in here. And we might be able to give you some incentives if you want to come, you know, come up. So I thought, well, let's see what the incentives are.
They weren't that great.
They weren't bad. They were not bad. So here's the thing. They said that they would. Okay, here's the deal. Why Heidi said they're not that great is, I don't know if it's still standing. It probably is.
I think it ended in June.
We had 3 free days each at the Hollywood Hard Rock Casino Hotel. Any of the hotels at the Hard Rock Casino. We'd stay in the Guitar Hotel. We always stay in the Guitar. And they were giving me $100 and some for gambling. They were giving you, I think, $100 in gambling.
We had $450 in each.
Yeah.
We should have went.
Then they were going to pay us for our travel. They was going to reimburse us up to $300 or $400?
Something like that.
$300. I think it was $300 for our travel to get there. And they were giving us all that food credit.
Yeah, I think that we may have have my mom had her real ID.
Yeah, we probably would have. So instead, you know, we went up to this other casino. Like I said, it's only been like 5 times this year. Maybe, like Heidi said, maybe it's been 6. Well, if this is 6, this would have been the 6th trip this last time.
Yeah.
So, anyways, the incentives, they said, we'll give Heidi $50 free credit, gambling credit. We'll give you $150 free gambling credit. And we'll give you $100 for a meal at the restaurant or the food court or wherever. Well, that's in addition to other offers that they had, which I had like $60 of free play already. I think Heidi had so many dollars of free play.
I got 40 bucks.
40. Then when we walked in, we swiped our cards and I got another like $60 worth of free play. It was a contest and it's an instant pull tab thing. And then Heidi got another $25 of free play. So we went ahead and did our little gambling thing and we had a nice dinner. One of the best dinners we've had in a long time. Now, I'm not saying all the food up there is great. We've had meals up there that have been just, okay.
Like Wahlburgers.
Yeah, Wahlburgers is, it's all right. But Heidi had a steak and it was delicious. Because I had a couple bites. And I had just the chicken wings and they were great. Everything, I was happy with the meal. Even the nachos that we had, the appetizer was pretty good. So we did that. And when we left there, our pockets were just over $1,000 heavier. So that's nice.
Almost 1,100.
Yeah, almost 1,100. So that was a good thing. All right. I want to show you the disappointing progress in the RV. Yeah, I wasn't going to show you guys anything in here. And I locked it all up. By the way, it's a beautiful day. The high today was like 73, I think. No, this is kind of like fall weather. It's very cool. Last night, the low was 40 something. For the day or for the night. Yeah, it was nice and cool. I got the fan running. I'll turn that off here. All right, so I got a little bit done, and all these gaps are going to be taken up with some sort of a seam tape. We're going to use some sort of seam tape, and we'll turn on these lights. It'll accentuate the gaps even more. But it's all filled. All the wood is filled. The holes are filled. There's insulation. It's all glued. It's all nailed in place. So it's just a matter of... like I said, the next step is we'll let this dry overnight. I'm going to peel back the flooring I'm just going to put liquid nail and smear it around in the center here. I mean, I have wallpaper paste. I probably could try to do that. And then I'm going to put a couple of these stupid tiles, the ones that caused all the problems in the first place, hiding the hole that the guy had in the floor. I'm going to put those on the floor right in the center to make sure that it stays flat and it glues down. Although it's getting better. It's looking better. There's still some places here that I would like to see glued down. We decided to go ahead and put corner trim in. That's why I went ahead and just cut all that out there. I'm going to cut this out. I started to use it, but I didn't like the way it looked, and I'll just cut it off. And we'll put corner trim, and then once the linoleum is laid back out and glued down better, we will go ahead and put trim down here. But I'll probably have to wait until after I put in the dinette and the jackknife couch back in place to see where the trim needs to go and where it don't need to go. No sense in me securing trim down there and then having to cut it out. But before I do any of that, once the linoleum's glued back down, we will work the seams, cover them up as best as possible, make them more smooth than what they are with seam tape of some sort. And then we will put up new wallpaper. It's a heavy wallpaper, and we're getting there. We're getting there. It's looking more like an RV again. It just needs to have just the finished look to it and everything put in place. Hopefully I can remember where it all went. Good thing I took pictures of it all for just that reason. And then we'll do a good cleaning in here, and maybe, cross my fingers, we might still be able to go do a trip. I don't know for sure, but I'm going to put this on to make sure air is circulating for that liquid nails that I put in there for all that trim. Oh, it is a nice day out. Lock it up. I need to glue that, or lubricate that a little better. That's it. We'll pick this up another time. All right, let's wander out the front door. Made a mess out here, but overall it looks better, right? Look how much nicer that is. Looks like an actual walkway. We actually have edges now, and I tried to pressure wash a couple of the blocks, but it didn't look very well. But yeah, boy, I don't think this has ever been edged, ever. But it definitely straightened out. Yeah, that's an old Mercury Meteor over there. It's about a 64, I think. 63, maybe. But yeah, I tried to pressure wash one of the blocks, and we don't know for sure if we're going to have them reuse those blocks over there. Heidi and I it's still under discussion. Now, our son's been working all day, and I seen that he's on his way home. Yeah, there he is there. Nope, that's not him. But I told Heidi, who took off out of here, that she says, I want to go get me we have an ice cream joint right not far from here. She says, I'm going to go get me a shake. I said, well, bring me a banana split. And I thought, well, I wonder if our son wants anything. And he's been at work all day, and I just happened to check his location, and he's on his way back. We do that for peace of mind. He can see us, we can see him. It's always a good idea for that. We had some Labor Day picnic leftovers there. Oh, Heidi just texted me, and I think she's probably telling me, well, calling you doesn't obviously work, so I'm telling you the ice cream place is closed till Thursday. So that stinks. And here comes our son. All right, let me talk with her and see what she's trying to do now, because she's texting me and probably telling me she wants to do something else. Well, YouTube, this is a little bit different. Oh, here our son's out making a mess in the garage trying to clean it up, but in the meantime, Heidi's home. She had to go back to work today. First day back.
Yeah.
Anything get undone or not done? That
Yeah,
should have?
but I'm not gonna say what.
Oh, okay.
I'll tell you on the.
Oh, tell
off.
me on the down low.
Yeah.
The reason we're out here is because this mess. Look what I did today. Okay.
No, look what I did today.
Yeah, I didn't do any of this.
Me either.
Heidi called, and this is our landscape guys coming out.
This is nice.
Yeah, look at all these
Don't look
clean outs.
nice.
Isn't this crazy? All these clean outs. There's one there. There's one there. Here's the one for the septic. There's some more around the corner. We'll see. But you can see what they were dealing with before. They had rock down before. I don't know what the story is,
Well,
but
it doesn't look like they had any, whatever. Mat.
no, they
stuff.
did.
No, I'm saying underneath the gravel they didn't.
No, they didn't. That's probably what they wanted to get around or get away from.
Those are the
So,
weeds.
yeah. So we're, they just showed up not that long ago. He sent me a message and said, hey, we're heading out. They weren't going to be here till Monday originally, but I think they got done with whatever they were doing before. And, this is going to be much nicer. They ripped up all this fabric. And of course, all the weeds that go along with it. Here's another clean out right here. Isn't that? I think that might be a septic clean out, maybe. I don't know. But we also have this clean out up here, which again is kind of odd.
Should measure them and go to Lowe's in the morning.
Yeah. And then I'll point you out here real quick. They did around the septic. They're going to make that a little smaller, put gravel around it. And then out here, and they got rid of all the, they're going to get rid of all these bricks. They're taking them all away. But there's a lot of gravel here. It's just, it's not enough. It wasn't enough. And they didn't do it the right way, so they covered it up with dirt and put in these trees or bushes.
Mulch. Topsoil, mulch.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the idea that look, there's another barnstone. I have to dig that out.
Oh, yeah.
I just told him to save the barnstone, which, believe it or not, that curb-looking thing, that's a barnstone.
These things are awful for...
Yeah, they're heavy.
Talk about buying the plainest looking thing.
Ugly. Of course, you already seen my edging expertise.
Yeah.
Heidi come out here and helped with that. And then we pressure washed it, which it's getting dirty again. But this
Would have been nice if you would have had the lawn mowed.
No, it ain't ready to be mowed. I'm going to let it grow tall and then hit it with like a 4-inch cut. So we just assumed this was a piece of, cut off stump.
Yeah. It's
A cut off branch or something that the downspout laid on. So they went to move it and it's a stump for a tree, like legit grown in the ground.
I'll share a picture with you of the little grass snake.
Oh yeah, there's just a little snake they found. Heidi was happy that they found it.
So we're going to have to move.
I think it's funny. She thinks she don't like it. But they're going to come back tomorrow and then they'll finish up here. Which, it's been a long time coming.
Yeah.
It's looked
Almost
horrible.
a year.
Yeah, it's looked horrible for so long.
Yeah, that's going to be nice.
Oh, and then whatever they're doing tomorrow,
yeah.
they're going to be doing out there too,
Yeah.
which we already talked about that. We'll show you that. We'll show you what it looks like. Right?
That'll probably be the most fanciest part.
Let's hope. He's got little
It's got
trees.
7 bushes or whatever.
5, I think.
I thought it was 4 and 3.
I think it was 3 and 2.
I don't think there was a 2. Pretty sure it was 3 and 4.
Yeah, we got the estimate. We'll be able to figure it out. So, how much work got done on the RV today? Well, go ahead and put out that big 0. It did rain today. At parts of the day today, it poured.
3 small barberry and 4 small boxwood shrubs.
Just like I said, 7. Oh, where you got 5 at?
That's going to be real nice there.
Yeah. But we had some downpour today.
We should keep those bricks. Think
No.
you don't think? And put them up against the pole building?
We have plenty of bricks just like that out there already.
Oh, not on the other side, though.
On the pole building, we have a whole bunch in the front. We have a whole bunch on the side that are just piled out there.
Oh, okay.
They're just piled. Nobody's doing anything with them. I mean, those could be stacked.
Yeah, I guess we'll just get rid of them because maybe he will cut us a deal. I'm a deal maker.
He's throwing it. He's taking them to the big rocks become little rocks place.
Up there at the corner.
Grummers. I don't know what he called it. Grubers.
I don't even know what that place. I drive by it every day. I mean, if that's the place.
Yeah.
Because I know they have broken up concrete up there, and one day they were running the machine and they were turning into rubble.
Yeah.
Like not stone, but like fill.
Oh, thank God this will be done. This needed done since the day we moved in.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess that's it for now. Heidi's just back at work doing her normal thing. I got a couple things going on. Oh, I guess we check your garden.
Yeah.
Yesterday we peeled out a cucumber that
it was like this big, but it was too big.
Yeah, it didn't taste good. Heidi said it's bitter.
I eat the small one.
Yeah.
So I got some little tomatoes. Once a few more come on, we'll have to make that little spaghetti with the...
Oh, the little ones.
Yeah.
The Romas. Wait a minute. How'd your peppers do today? Ooh, it got bigger.
Bigger. This got... I don't want to...
Is this any more red? No.
No, but there's 4.
Yeah.
If I get a lot that comes on, that thing's dead. If I get a lot come on, I'll make more of that sauce, because that was good.
So
maybe not so
Heidi-
spicy.
Heidi made, it was a little too spicy, but out of the garden here, she made tomato soup. And oh, so good. We still have some in the freezer, right?
But, 2 bags.
2 bags?
Yeah. And lots of green beans.
Ooh, got the birds take off there.
They're eating the blooms. That's why we don't have no cucumbers. So we can...
There's a cucumber right there.
Is it? I have to get in this way.
Okay. It's not, I don't know if it's big enough, but...
Oh, they are.
Right there.
Oh.
To your right. That's it.
I see it.
Straight ahead.
Oh. Big enough for me. Because by the time you find it again, then it's too big.
Hear the car? Oh, there's another one. Stop. You almost stepped on it with your right toe. Your right toe. Oh, you turned it. You turned your foot. Point your foot towards Noah's.
I don't see it.
Right toe.
Oh, another baseball.
Yeah.
That one will be alright to eat.
Oh, there's some right here. I think I see. Yeah, look.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
Another baseball.
Yeah, I think there's another one to the left of it. A tiny one. Right, yeah. Nope, you peeled it back. Almost exactly where you got the baseball.
Yeah, I'm just picking them because screw all that. Trying to... Oh, yeah, like this one right here. Pregnant sucker. This one would be no good.
The biggest ones that I found were always over here. I don't know why.
And that's what a lot of people's cucumbers were doing this year around here.
What's that?
These damn baseballs.
Baseballs.
Oh my God, look at this one.
Oh my.
And they got stuck in the fence or something.
Yeah. That's a funny looking one. It's like it grew and then it said, wait a minute, I ain't growing no more. It's like, well, I can grow a little more.
That's hilarious. Yeah, cucumbers, they always hide. Did you... Oh, you weren't at my mom's, I forgot. My mom had pulled all her cucumbers out.
Uh-huh.
She had one this long and that big around.
Was it any good?
There's green beans. They need picked, but I don't have a day off for a few days. I might have to pick them Saturday.
I see another.
I really have to get back in there.
I don't see it. It's not very big. It'll go a few more days. Can you see it right there?
No.
See the yellow flower? See to the left of it?
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It can go.
Yeah. Well, I'll not out anything if I don't see it later.
Oh, there's another little tiny one. Yeah, you're good there. They're
But
both
yeah,
tiny.
they still have lots of blooms on them. Look. How many blooms? I'll probably pick them
I've
Saturday.
never seen so many beans.
Yeah. I think I'll pick them on Saturday, and then I'm going to give them to Rich.
Never starving.
Yeah, we have lots in the freezer. I'm just going to leave them here. I mean, I don't care if this stays until spring. I would like to see it.
I'm going to mow the shit out of this.
Oh, well. When I say the green beans are done, then you can. But look how many blooms. I hate for them to go waste. I wasted that lettuce.
Wasted days and wasted nights. There's 2 to your right. It's even bigger. No more aromas?
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of aromas, but I'm saying not to pick.
No.
Okay. I see a bunch down below, but they don't look, they just look green.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
I think that, and then we got carrots. But I'm trying to, you can get them after the first or second light frost, they say.
Ooh. Okay.
So we kind of want to keep them in the ground as long as we can. They're going to be like this big because of the clay. We didn't till the garden down real deep.
All right. Well, we're done for the day. This was your update on the day.
Yep.
So we tell everybody bye, and
bye.
We'll see what this looks like tomorrow.
It's going to look different.
Yep. All right, so we're in the thick of it now. Heidi took off for work earlier today. She's closing the store, but man, these guys have really got this thing all tore up to the point where it doesn't even look the same. I mean, it's totally different. I can't believe how much. Sorry about the wind, by the way. It just turned windy. I can't believe how much they've done in the last 2 hours, and they're moving at a pretty good pace. But man, it looks so much different just with the weeds gone. It's gonna turn out to be really nice. Heidi will be really happy when she comes home because it should be finished by then. But they made nice straight edges. We found all the clean outs. Heidi went and bought a lid for this clean out, and we had a clean out that was open, which we got a lid for, but those all must be downspout clean outs from what I can tell that are closer to the house. And then the one out here, this is septic, and I think there's another one along the side that might be septic also. But this is, I think this one here might be septic that's out a little bit further, or possibly the one that's even closer to the house could be septic. I'm not sure, but yeah, it looks a lot better than what it did. We're in far better shape than what we were, and it's not even finished yet. And you can see the kind of gravel that they did have down here. This was around the house, and I guess they only came out so far with the gravel, and they wanted to extend that. So that's where we got to, we're going to come all the way out with gravel. They were only, 2 foot out from the house with gravel, the whole perimeter of the home. And they probably just got tired of taking care of, from here back. Well, I think it would look a lot nicer if they would have just continued out with gravel the whole way, but they decided to just do the mulch. Oh well. We're correcting that, let's just say that. So, yeah, these guys do a good job. And then we've got stuff around the septic system. We're not going to do any kind of landscape ties like they did over here. We're just going to do gravel with no edge, and you can see they've already got this lined out. And then out by the street, we're going to have trees, so they're taking care of that out there. In the meantime, I'm an idiot, and I've got the frickin' garbage cans out by the road, and Labor Day, they're not going to run. They'll run tomorrow. But I'm not the only one. The neighbors are the same way. Stop it. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Well, we're getting a little bit closer to being finished here, which, man, this does make a huge difference. It's kind of a mix of, you know, the house is so straight and structured, you know, and squared off and everything. This kind of gives it a frilly edge that loosens everything up a little bit, which is cool. And then we got all this over here. How about that? So much nicer. Do we expect to have weeds there? Oh yeah, we'll have some weeds that come through, but nothing like we had before. And Heidi will bring out, she wants to do maybe some flower pots or something, which that's totally up to her. She definitely has her ideas about the way she want to do it, but man, it looks so much better now. We're at the end, this is the end. That out there looks really nice. We got to water it every other day a lot, so I'm gonna have to let Heidi know. They cleaned up all this really well considering how bad it was. I'm assuming that a good hard rain should take care of most of this, hopefully. If not, I'll have to pressure wash it out here again. Like the sidewalk needs probably redone again, but look at the gravel. Now, it's going to change color and it's going to look better as we go along, you know, with the rocks being washed by the rain. I gotta put the downspout back on. I forgot to do that. Shoot. I think I have some other downspout too I could use, maybe. But yeah, I'm gonna need to pressure wash this. Or maybe the rain will take care of it. It's just dirt, it's just topsoil. It's still a little wet because I went ahead and went over this again just to get the windows clean and stuff like that. But it's minimalistic. There's nothing special. Now, the good part about this is Heidi can put potted plants out here, and if we don't like them, you just dump them, or, you know, whatever. Go get something else. Try something else. We can do some boulders out here. I mean, the thing that I mentioned to him, which he does landscaping, obviously, was that the house is basically a Lego brick. And I didn't want anything that was just stiff and straight and brick. You know, I wanted something to soften up the lines of the house. So this river rock, it definitely softens it up. And then of course this out here, which there's some spots that are a little bit bare, but I'm sure we can fill that in because I see other spots that are way overcompensated for. And this edge, there's nothing there. There is membrane down. And of course there's topsoil that's underneath the membrane to help with the grading. This is all wet because I just did it, and you can kind of see how the colors pop a little bit. And of course this dirt here will be going away whenever it rains. Just give it some time. Well, you know, by next spring we'll have a good idea of what it looks like and what we like and maybe what we might want to add to it. But you guys saw in probably the last video that I posted before this one, sorry about the wind, that Heidi was standing out here, you know, weeds up to her knees, up to her waist in some places, and she was just having a fit with it. And I knew that it was going to take something like this to make it right. I knew that it was going to take something drastic to make this appear the way that it should, and it's a little bit more, you know, organized and clean, and I'm very happy with this. So in the future, we've already talked to him about doing something with the deck, extending it out this way, stepping down into some patio block. He does a lot of patio block patios, so maybe that'll be something that we do in the future. I'm not sure, but yeah, that's it. I just got to go in and start doing some editing. Hello, YouTube. It's Sunday, and Heidi had to work. And the truck's not in the normal spot because I had to run up to her work today to get some parts. I also had to pressure wash the driveway, which looks like I did a pretty crappy job of it. Out there was the worst of it. And the reason this hose is drug out is not because of the pressure washing, it's because those plants out there, we have to do 1 to 3 gallons every other day on each plant for a month. So anyways, what I had to do today is go to Heidi's work for batteries. For this, go figure that out. I took the rain cover off of it. It's missing a headlight. The turn signals don't work. The one headlight doesn't work. The brake lights don't work. I don't know, turn signal, I don't know. I don't know why any of that is that. But the good news is, I cleaned it and it works. We've got a, I'll go get them done cart now. I was using it to do stuff. Oh, hear that clatter, clatter? It's that aluminum gate in the back making that noise. So I already drove out here with this. Yes, it goes faster. I'm just going a little bit slower right now. Just to see what it's like back here. You can see where I cleaned all that up. Man, has that really changed. I have to cut all of that briar down over there. Not today. But let me get that rattling to stop so you guys don't have to hear it. I got a bungee cord just for that reason. This thing could use some hubcaps. That would look a little nicer. Let's see. Let's see if I can do a little latch here. There's really nothing to latch to there. I have to latch all the way over to here. Let's see if I can do that. Ooh, looky there. Probably snapped me in the back of the head. But yeah, we definitely wanted to have a golf cart for the time being. This may change into something else, but I do like it. It's pretty awesome. It's quiet. You want to see how fast it goes? That's it. I don't know, maybe something can change on it, but that's it. I don't know what that speed is, but it's not very fast. Oh, and only one of the brakes, the left rear, is hitting and working. Turn that off. So, Heidi will be happy. Our grandson will be really happy. We were thinking about getting a 4-seater, but the fact that it has that little dump bed thing, or it's not a dump bed, sorry. The fact that it has that little bed thing in the back makes it kind of nice. We can put crap back there. But it's in really good shape, man. The tires have got so much tread on them. Look at this. All 4 of them. No. Other than me troubleshooting and figuring out the headlights, I can buy 2 more headlights for the front. Complete assemblies with bulbs and everything for about $38, which I'll probably do. Then I'll have to troubleshoot the turn signals and the headlights and all that and the brake lights. But the main reason that I got this to run around here is if we didn't like it, if we didn't use it as much as we thought, to resell this, there's a lot of campgrounds that don't allow gas golf carts. So this would be a hit for that. Also, this is a 48 volt golf cart, which is good. That helps with hills and a little bit more distance, obviously. But the best thing about this one by far is that, as I mentioned before, I believe, I'm repeating myself, I just realized it. They went and got a title for this. I have an actual title, just like the title for a trailer or a title for my truck. This has a title. They took and had it, inspected by the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Brakes, turn signals, seat belts, headlights, and it is street legal. So places like, let's say, Put-in-Bay, or a lot of the bigger areas like the villages, I have tags for it. You know, I can go get tags for it. I haven't, but I do have a title in my name. Well, the title signed over to me. I haven't went and actually had it put in my name clearly. So we'll see what Heidi thinks about this, and if she wants to keep it or not keep it. I don't know. It's up to her. It's her thing. She's at work. She worked yesterday until 3, which was nice for her. I'm gonna try to slide this up. Ooh, it's not sliding. I gotta slide this up so it holds this better from rattling. But I didn't really get a chance to talk to her much. I brought her breakfast this morning, grabbed the batteries, dropped off all the cores, and then came back here, and yeah, that's where I've been at ever since. I need to get my truck back where it belongs, and I need to get this back in the garage. But it's a nice day out. Today's high is only 70 though. I know you guys love that stuff, but it's not warm enough for me. But it is dry, and it's not too windy, so I am in shorts and a light shirt. Things, sign of things to come though. As far as the RV, haven't stepped in it for the last at least 5 days, maybe even more than that. I'll get there. Another project popped up, that's all. Okay, wind kicked up. Time for me to put all this stuff away and go get something to eat. I'm starving. Well, I got some of this done, but I did it with my little handsaw. And man, with all this wood that's floating around, I should have knocked on wood. I fried the motor out finally. The generator would just, look, you can kind of see. Phew, it stanks. The generator would just bog every time I pulled the trigger. So, oh well. It's way served its purpose. Way served its purpose. And if all things go well, I'll never need it again. Ever. But it did a lot. It went through a lot, I'm gonna tell you. It was in the garage during the fire, so that's kind of interesting that it still worked after that. But you see what I cut with it. I started cutting up this big log, and I got part the way through on this thing, and it just like I said, it just immediately started smoking and stopped. So I had to figure out what to do with this big ass log. I mean, I could go put it on the edge of the woods there. I mean, it's not going to hurt anything just sitting over there. I could do that with this one too if I wanted. I think my little handsaw we'll take care of a little bit more on this one. It was just getting heavy, so I put it down. Yikes, I'm already out of breath. I hardly did anything. But yeah, it definitely looks better back here. What I hated was when I was mowing, you know, the sun didn't get back here as much as it should. That was one thing. And the other thing is I almost poked myself in the eye, I don't know how many times, from low-hanging branches. So that's taken care of now. Well, Heidi got some work done today. I didn't even know she was going to do any work. She straightened out the living room, which, I mean, it wasn't horrible, but it was always a little cluttery. As like this, like there's a complete water system for our house, a reverse osmosis system that I need to install because I want to change it. We have one now. It's getting to the point where the filters need to be changed. The spigot is loose on the sink, so I want to remount this in the we call it the water room, the water pump room, the softener salt room, whatever, down in the basement. And I still have to assemble that. That's a dresser Heidi got. She's got all the stuff open, all the windows open today. It's really nice. And this room here, it's always been a little cluttery. Always had stuff that we didn't need, like an old dresser that was here. And she's getting rid of this antique jeweler's desk. Well, on the cash register too, but I don't think that's listed on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know. It works. It's got a key. You know, you can, it's kind of cool because I remember when we were kids, you know, I don't know how this works. Oh, maybe I gotta turn the key? No, that ain't it. I don't know how this thing works. Paid out, cash. Nope, that's not it. Oh, no sale. Maybe I should have done push some numbers first or something. Anyways, it works. I just don't know how it works. I don't know how it functions, you know what I mean? But yeah, maybe you do something like that. I don't know. I don't know how that works. These things, maybe this has got to be on, then this work. No, that ain't it. Cash, paid out. Nope, that ain't it either. I don't know. But basically, this room, we never had it really straight. And Heidi's mom comes over and she stays. And this is her room when she comes over and stays. Of course, when our grandson comes over and he stays, then this is his room when he comes over and stays. And sometimes they both come over. But there's a lot of room. All these rooms are very big. We're very lucky that our rooms are so big. Matter of fact, I think Heidi and I's room might be one of the smaller rooms. I know our son's room is probably the biggest out of all of them. It's very cluttered in there, so I'm not going to... And plus, that's his room. It's so nice to have the landscaping finally done. Heidi went out and watered the bushes today. So she got a lot of cleaning done today. She cleaned her bathroom. I do know that. And I don't think our bedroom got straightened up. It's kind of cluttery, right? But in the meantime, I worked on the golf cart. I got a new power inverter converter. Let me get a drink here. And I only wanted to get the headlights to work on it, which it was missing a headlight. So I've got new headlights and new turn signals on the front. It's all one assembly, including the plastic surround. I'm slipping on my shoes here. And then I got that power converter, and whoops, I had to burn this stuff. And with the power converter, I got the lights to work. So the lights come on, the lights go off. The brake lights kind of work. I think one of them's missing a ground for the brake light, so it's sharing a ground with the other. You guys that work on vehicles, you know what I'm talking about. So yeah, boy, those headlights are clean. And we screwed around with the seat belts. They had them mounted backwards, so I flipped them around, even though we don't use them. I just have the RV open to get it clean, aired out, keep it aired out. It smells very nice in there. Heidi, she's been saying that from pretty much as soon as I cleaned everything up and dried it all out, she was saying, boy, the RV smells really good inside, which it does, and it really don't have any reason to with, the stuff that it has in here. But when you get in it, when you climb in the RV or step in the RV, it smells like a new RV. It really does. But I haven't done anything since the last, so we still have those patch panels back there, and that's pretty much it. She's off for a couple days, and I hate working when she is off on stuff that, it's our time together. It's for, her and I to, look how slow this goes in. It's for her and I to, hang out together and do stuff together. And I hate whenever I'm, engulfed in work to the point where she can't, she's doing her thing, I'm doing my thing. I mean, she might as well just be at work. But yeah, I don't know why the turn signals don't work on the golf cart yet, but I'm sure I can fix it. But you can see what's going on here. Slow, slow, slow. I think it's missing a power or a ground. Listen. Hear that? That's the smoke detector. Whenever that comes all the way in and stops, the smoke detector beeps. Why? I have no idea whatsoever. Okay. Time to lock this thing up for the day. And I have to go back and close up the shed. And I have to burn this stuff, so I have to get a little torch. But I thought I would say, hey, what we're doing, how you doing? My burned up pole saw. Told Heidi about it, and she acted the same way I did. I told her, I said, I'm not even mad that it's burned up, because it got abused. I mean, really abused. We used it to just go back to our old house, or the last house we lived in, and look at the piles of branches that we had in our backyard from me trimming trees. Matter of fact, if you guys remember, I did a little quick short. You can go on our playlist or under our channel and look at the shorts. And I posted a video on a hover, drone, a little mini drone. And as I'm walking, you could see all the piles of debris that I'm walking around. Well, we cut all of that, almost all of that, with this pole saw. When the one tree was being taken down, I just mentioned this yesterday or the day before yesterday, the guys that were working on our property, their pole saw broke. So they borrowed mine. And I mean, they took down all the branches with this pole saw. Then, it was in the garage here, and I had that fire, and this thing was sitting real up high near the roof, and it's still got all kinds of marks on it and stuff from the heat and the smoke just baking into the plastic. And yet, yesterday, I did all that cutting of all those trees, which the more I look at it, the better it looks from a distance. It especially when the sun drops down, you could see back there, it just clears it up real nice. It looks good back there. But this pole saw did all that. And I told Heidi, I said, I screwed up and burned up the pole saw, and she says, boy, that thing did really good. I think we only paid like, it was on sale for like $40. And man, like I said, not disappointed at all. Okay, I'm finished. Heidi's out shopping. She'll be back later, and she's off tomorrow. Go figure that out. I can't believe it. 2 days in a row. Although she doesn't have any, weekends off, but her weekend's in the middle of the week. Sometimes that's better than having the weekend off. When you get older, it sure is. You could actually go do stuff and not, no crowds. Good morning, YouTube. No, I did not stay the night in the RV. It is a beautiful, you know what? We probably could. Heidi and I probably could. I was just getting ready to shoot video in there, and I decided to do something a little bit different as far as when I started my video. So usually I come out that door and give you a weather report, so let's do that. It's about 50 degrees at night, and in the evenings, or I should say during the day, it's in the upper 70s to lower 80s. The humidity is non-existent, pretty much. It is just, again, you guys would have to live in Ohio to understand our love-hate with Ohio. This weather, even though it's a little drier than I like, it's just beautiful. Now, I haven't mowed the lawn because at this time of year, when you don't have a lot of rain, you can go week or more without mowing your lawn. It's shaggy, but it's not out of control. So what I do is later in the season, like now, I let the grass grow a little taller, and I set the mower deck up about another half an inch, and let the grass stand more tall at this time of year, because certain types of grasses grow faster than others, and it's not a good look for me to try to keep that shaggy hair that's out there cut low. And in the meantime, the other grass, they didn't even get a chance really to grow or thrive. So Heidi's garden's doing good. It's near the end. She probably has one more batch of beans to pick. I cannot believe how many quarts or gallon bags of beans that we have that she has frozen, and she started just giving them away. Gave them away to the neighbor. Our grandson and our son-in-law came over for dinner the other night, and our grandson had a blast. He got to ride on the golf cart, but he has his own little four-wheeler that he gets to ride. I'm coming in here because I was in here earlier, obviously, because I wanted to talk about the golf cart batteries. This charger is like antiquated. It's old. It's heavy. It's got an old transformer in it and stuff. This thing works really good. Yeah, this stuff here will have to go back out to the pole building whenever I'm kind of finished with it. All right, enough in the garage. I was talking earlier on a previous video about the RV whenever I opened the door, and I held this thing back with this stupid latch. It's funny how you get used to some of the nice features. You remember our travel trailer, we had power stabilizers, and we had a friction hinge on the door that we had problems with it. Don't get me wrong, we did have problems with it, but it was nice. You just opened the door and it just stayed. There's a lot of little features that I got used to. Thing is, you get what you pay for. And sometimes, in my case, you get screwed for what you paid for. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. Whoops. I love the fact that I finally got that property cleaned out back there. It looks so good from here. I've been talking to Heidi, and we've been half-heartedly thinking about getting fence the remainder of the way. So the rest of our property line to cover up. So the fence stops at the pole building. It would then continue to the corner of the property and across. I've already talked about that, I believe. I don't know how much that would be. It wouldn't be as much as what we paid for this, but I still think we'd have a little bit of money involved there. Well, still considering it. Now, I'm thinking I'm going to work on this today. So I'm going to grab this because this is part of the story. This is some sort of repair carbon fiber tape for the underlayment that is on the underside of this RV. Now, I repaired where I cut that underlayment with this. I put it on the top after I cleaned it real well, and then I put it on the bottom after I cleaned it real well. And we sealed off the bottom covering that's down there. I'm going to use this tape since it's strong. It's fibrous. I know you can't really see this necessarily. Maybe you can now, but it's like a carbon fiber. It's a definitely woven fiber, so it's strong and it's very thin. I need to do a couple of pieces to help with the transition here. Some of it's not too bad. Some of it's a little bigger than I like, but these pieces here, see how I kind of screwed this up? I should have put better support to tie these two in. I didn't do that. Again, I'm not a woodworker. I didn't think about that initially. I did that over here. All these pieces are supported, so they don't do that. But yeah, I don't know if I can slip something behind there. Probably not, so I'll just use the tape to cover that up. Remember that the tape that we have, the wallpaper that we have is it's a pretty thick wallpaper, so it will take up a lot of imperfections. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be good enough for this RV. The other thing we're going to do is, I've already pulled these out. I'm going to cut these off, these corner trims up here, razor there. I had to cut this little thing off. And then this one over here, even though this was fine, cut that off too. And I'm putting up traditional corner trim. And it's not that much. It's just, I don't have experience with any of that stuff to be real comfortable going, oh yeah, I'll just fly through this. Like the valance is coming down. I don't know exactly what's involved at the upper part and how it's held. It's kind of hidden. It's more than hidden. It's really hidden. I can't even feel it. Oh, maybe it just lifts. Maybe it's on some sort of hooks. That'll be nice. Nope. There's something here. There's a bracket here, so I got to take loose that. Yeah, see, I got to figure all this out. And then this here, I don't even know how this, I think this is supposed to swivel out. Maybe it lifts off. I don't know. I got to figure that out. The trim for around the outlets, there's no screws. I guess they pop off. I got to figure that out. Probably break something. And then the worst part, I shouldn't say the worst part, it should be the easiest part. And I guess I can just do it any way that I want. I don't necessarily recall how this stuff was screwed in the ground and that. So I got to figure all that out again. But, and this, with the dinette booth, all that. Oh, I accidentally turned on the TV. Whoopsie. That's how well I know this. Oh, I see a power button right here. Cool. But that's it, right? Now, will we go camping then? I don't know, maybe. Way, way easier than I thought. I love it. That's the other thing about newer RVs. They're making stuff a little bit more user-friendly for the assembly, which in turn becomes more user-friendly for the disassembly. So basically you take out a couple screws. These brackets are pretty much the whole kit and caboodle of everything. So this bracket is screwed into the wall like so, and then into the side of the valance like so, right? So you have those going on there. What you do is you take the screw out from the side, then you can move the valance out of the way to take this screw out. And that's the same with up here. The exact same thing. All except, which is a little odd, I will have to admit, all except over here, all except with this one over here, which is screwed into the cabinet above. Now, as far as the outlet covers, it is crazy, but they are held on, let me see here, with some sort of goo. Like, it's the exact same type of goo or glue that you would find on a credit card offer that's sent to you in your junk mail. It's that same sticky, tacky stuff. So it just pulls off. And then the TV was real simple. You just lifted it off the bracket, and then there was two big bolts holding it in here, which I don't know why. I mean, this is the center. Why would you go over here? Well, whatever. This is not perfection. This is get it fixed so we can go camping. That's what it is. Hopefully it goes smoothly. I am not a wallpaper guy. I never have been. This may bite me in the butt, but it says that it's got peel and stick, and it told me to test it, and I did, and it just peels and sticks. I don't know. I think it looks pretty good. I don't know what I'm doing. You can see I patched in some center stuff there. The pattern reflects that. You can see the seams from different angles. You got to remember though, there's going to be a dinette table there. So I wanted to make sure that this would be a full piece and this would be a full piece. And then I'm going to be working on the back kind of in the same manner. Now, I expect, and the thing that I did, I got wallpaper all over my feet. The thing that I did was I tested an area that I felt comfortable with that, you can see it just starts, and I'm fine with that. But if I messed up, I wanted to be able to mess up in an area that, and learn it too, like this center thing here. I don't know what I'm going to do over here. I have a choice of starting in the middle and then putting a piece here and putting a piece here, and that would make 3 seams. That way when you first get in the RV, it doesn't look like here's, like one piece of wallpaper, even though it's pretty big. We got longer than normal. Again, this stuff's sticking to my hands. Hang on, I'm shaking you guys. You can see I would be kind of in the middle of the window. And then if I do another one, you know what, that might work out. That might actually be 3 perfect seams. Let's see if I can reference this somehow. And I know the lighting's horrible for you guys right now, but you'll get a gist. Okay, so there's the screw. That's how far over from the screw. So let's do that. Yep, okay. And yeah, that'll put me there. Okay, no problem. So that's about, all right, about where the radius starts. Oh yeah, for sure. So I think what I'll do is I'll start in the middle, and I'll make one big piece down the center. Then again, I'm cutting it anyways. Who cares if the seam, I guess the seam would be a little offset. Yeah, I don't think there's a right or wrong answer here. I'm sure professionals would know what the answer is, and I'm not a professional. Well, we're coming along slowly. I did take a break. I went in and got something to eat, watched a little TV, and then came back at it. I did all of this with one roll, and the stuff is really nice to work with. You can see I have all this in different places, just kind of leftovers, extra, whatever, trimmings. The reason is because I've used them in a couple spots, like here I had to use some, and there's another place too. Oh yeah, over here. I mean, you can see it. It's a little hard to see some of this stuff because it does do a pretty good job with this pattern of masking it over. Okay, one guess. No, it's done. You thought I messed up on something, didn't you? It's trimmed in there. It looks okay. I just hope that it just don't start peeling off the wall or anything at some point. I don't know why it would. It is pretty sticky. Not overly sticky though. Again, if we get to that, I'll, wherever it falls down, I'll go ahead and spray some stuff in there and get it to adhere back. So I think I'm going to let this go now because I've got a mess. I don't want to clean up my mess. I don't feel like it. And Heidi should be coming home. Oy, I still have to put all the stuff back. So fresh eyes, fresh hands, fresh back. And I'll come in here tomorrow and I think I can finish it up. Yeah, I think it's supposed to be a nice day tomorrow. I don't know. I didn't look at the weather. Let me look at the weather. Tomorrow is 80 and mostly sunny. So there's no reason for me not to be able to do this. Look at that forecast. There's no rain in the forecast except for Friday, and that's a week from now. So I think I should be able to knock this out. Hey, man. Again, that money that guy and I agreed on, if I was really pushy about it, I would have doubled. And it's just a lot of work. It's a lot of dumb work. And it takes me away from my real work. That's the worst part. Good morning, YouTube, and another wonderful day. As evident by what I showed you guys for yesterday, the weather is just cooperating. Every freaking day, it's cooperating. Heidi just left. She's closing today. Now, remember, she had a couple days off back to back, so that kind of warrants her to have to go to work on days that and do shifts that she don't want it normally. So she had to water the bushes. They were we missed a day, so hopefully that doesn't cause a problem. Okay, so today's kind of a big day, and it's all RV related. The thing I wanted to do to come in here is just check to see if overnight we have any weird stuff happening. Wow, man, is there a lot of heat? I can't believe how much heat. And I mean, granted, the sun's on the back, but man, is this frame warm. I remember now why we got double paned windows. You know, that was one of the things when we ordered our travel trailer. You know, you always do stuff with what you have in mind that you're going to do. And in our case, I thought for sure we were going to be full-time in that travel trailer for 5 years. We didn't know. We didn't know how long, but I thought 5 years. So what happened was, when Heidi and I first went, we're thinking about becoming full-time, we thought, you know what, we'll travel the country, and if we find a place that we would like to live, then at that point we would discuss how we wanted to live. If we wanted to get into a full-blown home, Heidi go back to work, I change my work habits to where I'm not doing so much video, but doing maybe small engine repair again, or whatever. I mean, we thought about all kinds of stuff when we were on the road. So when we ordered our travel trailer, thinking 5 years, we ordered it up because I told her, listen, it's not like we're just getting by. We're actually living in there for 5 years. So we made sure we had both. That unit was loaded down with every option it could have, except for a front bike rack that hooked to the tongue, which we couldn't do anyways because we had that Pro Pride hitch. That would have been in the way. And there was another option that we did not get. But other than that, we got every option that was available for that. But we did want double pane windows. And we enjoyed it. We liked it. It worked. It worked very well. All right. When we got into our fifth wheel, same thing. Every single option we could. Washer, dryer, solar, the cargo rack on the back, which I probably wouldn't have ordered that again. And if I'm, thinking about it now, but anyways, double pane windows again. And now I can see why, because I don't remember this like this at all on the other RV. Even the Terry camper, I remember it now, but I'm seeing a few of my mistakes. Good news is the Valance will take care of a couple of them. Well, I can feel the holes. That's good. I can feel the holes for the TV mount. Yeah, everything looks pretty good, don't it? I mean, Heidi was okay with it. So, what do I need to do today? I have to move the furnace kind of out of the way to some extent. I'll tell you what I should do is turn off the propane and disconnect the propane and just move the furnace completely out of the way, all the way out of the way. And anyways, I got to peel back this carpet as far as I can, and I'm going to try to take care of this little bit here that was caused by the carpet being folded back for so long and me stepping on it. All right. I'm backtracking a little bit. I have to put up the valances first because I have to block all this sun from getting in today. So I'm going to have to do that. I'm going to have to reinstall the valances. Not difficult. I've just got to position it and screw it in. Yeah, I definitely got to do that. Sound like Rain Man. Definitely not my underwear.
Of course, I don't have my underwear. What? I'm definitely not wearing my underwear.
Well, it does look okay. I was concerned that I would have some sort of a weird contrast, but you know, it's I understand why they did such a neutral wallpaper originally, because it is a little busy back here, but it looks okay. You know, this is an RV. It's not like that, you know, Better Homes and Gardens looking for any, I don't know, maybe it keeps your eyes busy or something too, but I have to say the pattern, even though it hides everything that we want it to hide, and the wallpaper seems to be pretty decent, that the pattern conflict, I notice it. Now, see, I don't see the colors. These could be all the wrong colors. I just don't see that, but I do see that, you know, I have this checkerboard pattern down here, and then I have these snowflake spirograph looking things. You guys remember spirograph?
Circles, swirls, and curlicues and clouds of color.
Spirograph, the miracle drawing set that lets you make a million marvelous designs.
I loved that when I was a kid. Things going on here. And then, you know, you have your standard single tone, and then you have the wallpaper, which... again, looks a little busy whenever you put it up with that other stuff. But the blinds went up just fine. They operate as normal. The TV went back up. I don't know why it doesn't look like that he has any cable hooked to the antenna, which is weird. Maybe I'll find a little short lead and do that. But it does have USBs. I should say, what are those things called? HDMIs. Let's try the right word. It does have HDMIs in here, so you can put... Oh, they're on this side. Oh, well, of course they would. That way you can't see them. It does have HDMIs, so I could put, you know, a Fire Stick or whatever in there. So it's all finished. I like the fact that we have an RV again. I'm sure there's some stuff that we'll run into, but right now everything's good in the neighborhood. You got a creaky floor. Hear that? Whatever. I don't care. We got a bed back. Look at that. I actually sat on the bed just to see what it's like. I still have quite a bit of wallpaper. I forgot what this looked like. I have to repair that blind. I forgot that blind. He said the string had broke. That's the only thing he admitted. Who knows what else? The thing, some of these, you know, more basic models. Our son come out and he goes, "Oh, this is kind of nice." You know, he looked at it. He says, "This is kind of nice." He said this and that. And he goes, "Oh my word, this oven's so small." And he's like, "Oh, the couch is pretty comfortable. And it's a jackknife sofa." And, you know, he sat at the dinette and he goes, "Boy, this is pretty comfortable too." And I just told him, I said, you know, it's real hard when you go from, you know, a $90,000 plus fifth wheel with every option that they make to, you know, something else. And you're, you know, and not only that, but the quality of the unit, you know, the build was just incredible. You know, Rockwood makes a far superior unit than what this is. And so little things like if you're in bed, or if you want to turn on the light in the bedroom, you got to reach all the way up here. There's no light switch for that. Isn't that funny? Why would they do that? Wait a minute. Let me make sure. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's see. Nope. Isn't that nuts? You have your two overhead, lights there, but I just think that I think that's about stupid funny. Or I did do the paste, the floor, whatever, glue. And it did a pretty good job straightening it out. There's still some wrinkles in there, but I really don't care at this point. It's finished. Man, what a long time coming, right? This is the first time that I sat down at this sofa. I haven't sat there. I haven't sat here. I haven't laid down here. I didn't sit there. I didn't sit there. I didn't even. The only place I sat is on the bed, because when I got this back to the house, and I went ahead and got the tags for it and everything. That's whenever I started cleaning it up, and I took those tiles out and found the water damage, and from that point forward, I never sat down. This is pretty comfortable. This is why I wanted to fix the wall, so you can lean up again. Oh, this is not bad. Can't see the TV. I'll have to be over there for that, to watch the TV, or I'll have to sit at that bench and look at the TV there. This isn't bad. Let's see what the dinette's like. Oh, I got my phone in my pocket. Get that out of here. The table's kind of wobbly. Well, I mean, it's not going to go anywhere, but it's all right. The valet hits my back when I lean back, though. I'll have to scoot over a little bit. Let's see what that's like. Oh, I would assume. I don't know if I would work from here or if I'd work on that side, because it all depends what way we're parked. I'd probably sit here. TV's to my back, but I don't know why I'm talking about that stuff. It's not like I'm hitting the road full time, and or Heidi and I going full time, and we need to set up an office out here. Matter of fact, boy, I haven't used my laptop for 3 years now. So I'm going to have to get my editing software straightened up on that. So it's finished. I did get the trim in the corners, like I said. So that did finish it up pretty nice. Made it look a lot nicer on both sides. And then I did the trim down here. I went with 3/4 round. Same underneath here. And then, of course, same with underneath here, too. There's trim in there. Can't see. It's too dark. But, yeah. And then I didn't have to do anything back here because, this thing has a lot of... Here, let's show you. It's got a lot of junk in there. You got the frame back there. You got that electrical box to hold the cord, and then you have the furnace. I have to test this furnace. I forgot. Let's see if we can test the furnace out. What do you guys think? I got to... Uh-oh. Crap. I got to turn it on. I forgot. I turned it off at the unit. And then it has that cover on it. Oh, man. Maybe I can reach around. Oh, yeah, I can. Oh, wait a minute. Almost. No. Well, that sucks. All right, let me reach in there and try to turn on the furnace so we can test it out. Oh my word. Oh my. So that was a handful. Oh, let's see here if I have a fuse in the... Yeah, there's fuses all along there. All the breakers are on. So, the thing that I know about this is the... This thing is a joke. This thing. Can't read it. Can't tell what it says. It says off, so I'll put it. See, why is it so hard for me to take it from the off position? It's like you can't. There. It's in the on position, I guess. But you can't. Okay, put the thing up on 90. I feel air. Okay, I think I hear something going on out there. Oh, ooh, I feel the furnace. Okay, so let me see now. As far as I know, there's just this duct here. And I bet you there's one in the bathroom, and that's it. Let me guess. Let me look. Huh. I don't see it. If there is one in the bathroom, I don't see it. Ooh, that'd be a cold setup there, huh? Definitely need to do something about the lighting in the shower. Yeah, I don't see a heater duct for the shower. All right, where's the other one? Is it over here? Is it for the bedroom? I gotta get a little flashlight. Oh, there's the other duct right there. Okay, well, I guess that's it. I guess we just have 2 heater ducts. One that's right here, and then one for the bedroom. It definitely isn't a Rockwood. Let's go turn this off. I'm gonna have to do something about that. Whew, it did get a little bit warmer, but man, well, you know what? Most of the time, I remember we used to run that little electric Pelonis heater, anyways. Reason being is that you know, you pay for electricity at the campground. So, all right, guys, I'm boring you because I'm getting bored. So we're finished out here. The RV is completed. There's some cleanup that I need to do. There's some cleanup outside I need to do. I still don't have. I need to put one panel back on, but I want to work with the water pump a little bit here to see if I can get it to quiet down even more than what it is, because it does make a little bit of a hammer noise. I do want to adjust the pressure of the water pump also. There's times that I can make it to where it just cycles constantly. You can adjust the pressure on that to make that go away. And then at that point, I think we need to take this out and do a test, you know, a little test camp thing. But I'm happy that it's finished. Are you guys glad to not see me, you know, working on this crap anymore? Because I'm definitely glad to not be working on this crap anymore, let me tell you. Okay, the furnace kicked off. This is okay. This is all right. We're there. We're definitely there.